Hello. I'm gonna be honest with you today. We're going to talk about something that may be hard for a lot of you to hear, but I feel like I haven't been blunt enough about this, and this needs to be talked about because it's an issue that expands beyond just my life and this YouTube channel. Also, please pardon my gaze. I'll be glancing. I thought about freely and unscriptedly doing a video to talk about this, but then I realized that it required a lot more detail, and so I've written myself something to read from so that I don't miss any of my points I want to bring up. When your job is about putting yourself on the internet for the world to see, there are a lot of side effects that come with it, good and bad. While focusing on the good is overall a better experience, continuing to turn a blind eye to the bad stuff slowly and inevitably becomes more and more impossible to do, especially when it comes to something like this. The cosplay world, like my job, is also filled with a lot of good and bad experiences. When I was 17, I closed my DMs on platforms like Instagram and Twitter to the public. As an adult, I'm still very glad that I made that decision. This was due to a recurring issue that no cosplayer should ever have to deal with. People were sending me very unsafe messages. Some were graphic, detailed, and objectifying. I've had self-insert fan fiction and fan art personally sent to me. Yes, even through my business email, which to this day now currently is the only point of contact that the public can have with me. For this reason. I've been asked to engage in sexually explicit role plays with strangers, asked to join fan-made projects based on my cosplays in erotic alternate universes, and more. I was younger then, barely becoming an adult, and those experiences left me traumatized and seeking therapy. Now, as an adult who has healed, I feel like I need to go a little more in-depth about this topic and talk about it with you. Lately, though the issue has died down, it has not disappeared. Parasocial behavior from fans is something I feel needs to be brought into the limelight and called out. I've been so concerned with keeping things lighthearted and positive on this channel, and I've tried to simply ignore it, but things have recently been brought to my attention enough that I've decided it's finally time that I need to be a little bit serious for once and talk about this. Some of these things that have been brought to my attention recently include, but are not limited to, more self-shipping fan art, more NSFW art accounts popping up, and now with the rise of AI in casual use, chatbots that people have made that are mimicking my face, my voice, and my likeness to engage in explicit or inappropriate role plays that revolve around some pretty troubling and problematic themes. Now, I know a lot of you probably have found this channel from a very specific genre of videos from back in the day, videos that I used to make with friends. I've made posts before explaining to you all why those videos and that type of content will never make a return, and why those guests that you knew and loved will never return, but I left something important out of those reasons. A major reason I also feel uncomfortable with constantly to this day being asked to bring back those videos and that style of content 5 years later now is because of parasocial behavior from the community that watches me. And this behavior extends beyond being targeted toward me. My past friends have even been involved in some of these self-insert fan fictions, fan arts, and other inappropriate or presumptuous posts. People have projected their NSFW fantasies onto my friends and I in the past. No amount of innuendous, in-character joking, or in-character banter on camera my friends and I have done is ever a green flag for people to project their own inappropriate fantasies onto us. It is cosplay. Cosplay is not consent. And it is still not consent, no matter how revealing the costume or suggestive the jokes. For the last time, no. Those food challenge videos are not making a return. Those guests and old friends of mine that you knew and loved from those days are never making a return. That is for multiple reasons that I have already clarified several times before, but now you know an additional and very important reason. I've been made apprehensive of bringing collaborative content onto the channel out of the fear of the consequences. Those consequences being immediate fan attachment, parasocial projections, and even harassment. I should not have to feel this way. I and other content creators should be able to make the content that brings us joy without feeling pressured, objectified, or boxed into a portion of our community's expectations. Parasocial fan behavior is everywhere you look, from other YouTubers, Hollywood celebrities, musical artists, and more. Just because you see these people on your screen every day does not mean that you know them. They are not your friends. They are not your partners. They are not even your acquaintances. They do not know you. This applies to me and any friends of mine that I've ever shown on this channel too. Now, let me follow up by saying that I am super grateful to the beautiful and thoughtful community that we have built together with this channel. It warms my heart when I see kind, creative, and appropriate fan creations. You're all such talented and amazing people, and I'm happy to have you along for the ride. I really appreciate your support so very much. I'm thankful for the career that I have, and I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. This job is where my heart is at, and it is where my heart will always be at. Long story short, please just be mindful of how you are idolizing or mentally framing the content creators that you watch or look up to. If you find yourself exhibiting any of these aforementioned habits, I implore you to please seek help and perhaps reflect on why it's unhealthy. I understand being a superfan of someone that you admire or appreciate the work of. That is completely fine. However, there is a line that I feel like too many people cross that ends up becoming one or many steps too far. Thank you for listening this far. That's really all I have to say for now. And again, I appreciate every single one of you very much. Here's to a fun and successful future together. Please be safe online and stay bright because you're a star. And I will see all of you in the next video.